Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode. We have 4 hours of fish today. That's it. We have no soft plastics tied on. We're just gonna fish fast just to fit in that 4 hours of fishing. Our goal for this month of October is to get 100 inches on the board for our top 5 fish. So that's our goal, to get 100 inches. We have the lipless tied on. We have a 1/2 ounce spinnerbait from Strike King. We have a 1/2 ounce chatterbait. And we have a Strike King crankbait. Only soft plastics I brought today is the chatter spike from Z-Man for a trailer on our chatterbait. We're gonna try these out. We haven't used these yet, so I thought it was pretty cool that they actually made a trailer specifically for a chatterbait. I mean, you can use it for other trailers too as well, but that's about it, guys. We got 4 hours. Come along for the ride. We're looking for 100 inches for the month of October. Let's see if we can pull it off this month. I think we can. So next time I come out, I'm gonna have a little bit more time. I plan on doing a lot of shaky head fishing, slowing it down a bit, still fishing along the bottom. But being we only have 4 hours right now, we're gonna try to just fish fast. I even have my anchor with me, just cover water and see what we can find today. Today is more of a whatever we get, we'll be happy with type of day. We're gonna start off with the crankbait, just because we love the crankbait. You know that. We're gonna hit a couple points here. We're gonna fish the shallows with the lipless. We're gonna run the spinnerbait, and we're gonna run the chatterbait. I am seeing some bait fish popping at the surface around here quite a bit. The crankbait I'm using is the Strike King 2.5. It runs about 5 feet deep, depending on your speed and the shad color. Don't know if you notice how much more quieter it is when I reel in the crankbait, because we changed over to the Power Pro Super Slick. So it's not as durable as the regular Power Pro. It's still durable, but it keeps the sound down a lot more because it's not so, like, you know, rough feeling. It's got a coating on it. That's why they call it Super Slick. So it does cast farther, and it's also a lot quieter when you're reeling in. So we're gonna be running a lot of crankbaits right now, and that's got a backlash. I notice it does cause a little bit more backlash right now too, because it's kind of moving faster than I'm used to, so I just gotta thumb the reel a little bit better. But being that we're gonna be running a lot of crankbaits and it's that time of year for us and lipless, that's why we changed over, and we're due for a new line anyway. It's gonna be a lot quieter now in film at least. So here's the chatter spike. We'll just go through the nose. They give you a spot to bring out the hook. Obviously, being this is a smaller chatterbait, we're not gonna be able to go back as far. And this is that Elastec stuff, but that's the Z-Man 1/2 ounce chatterbait. Yeah, the chatterbait. The chatterbait with the chatter spike shad colored trailer. You can see it's got like a tail that they slit there that's going to give this thing movement. So it's just going to do that behind the chatterbait. So I think it's going to be a nice little setup. I haven't used this setup yet, and let's see if we can get one on it. I am fishing this chatterbait and trailer setup on a cash-in multi-purpose rod. So it's a medium heavy rod, moderate fast action, and it is 7'1". It's a great rod. I feel it's good for any of your larger baits or heavier baits, you know, definitely like larger spinner baits, heavier chatter baits, and it still has plenty of sensitivity, but has enough backbone if you're running these chatter baits in the weeds, etc., and you really need to rip the fish out. And also when I go saltwater fishing, I tend to use this rod a lot too, just because of the backbone. Plus it can handle from 12 to 50 pound braid on it, so you can really get some heavy braid on this and do some nice red fishing with it for sure. All right guys, fish on. Hit that last minute at the boat. Get up here. All right, not super huge. At least we got some activity. He swallowed that thing too. It was a last minute strike. All right, makes me feel a little better. Now we do have some active bass. He's feisty. Let's get a measurement on you. Got 13 3/4. Let's get a picture with him. All right, guys, 13 3/4. Nice little fish. All right, that was a nice little fish. Nothing huge to start off the month of October, but that fish was in about 4.5 feet of water, just because I know this lake so well, even though without the electronics, I know what depth I'm in. The spinnerbait and the chatterbait, I kind of put away for really quite some time. I've always tied them on, just barely ever use them, but now, you know, with this, the fall transition starting to happen, the shorter days, the fish are going to start coming up a little bit more shallow and start chasing that bait fish. You know, like I said, I have quite a few around here hitting the surface, but I was actually just getting ready to move on before we caught that fish to another spot, because we've been here for about 15 minutes and caught nothing. That's kind of my thing. If I'm fishing fast, if I don't catch a fish in an area in about 15 minutes, I move on. You know, I don't waste my time in that same spot for a very long period. So we may stay here for just a tad longer since we caught that one, and see if we can grab some more, and we may flop in the spinnerbait real quick in between all these. Show something different right now. This is the spinnerbait we're throwing. It's a Strike King, I think Tour, maybe Tour Elite. I forget what the packaging is, but we're doing a double willow blade, 1 silver, 1 gold, 1/2 ounce, shad color. So we're gonna run that real quick in this area before we do take off. For me, this is perfect chatterbait and spinnerbait weather anyway. You got a little bit of an overcast, we got a little bit of a breeze, some ripples on the water, so the fish can get a really close look at that bait as well if it was a clearer water. You know, when it's usually a calmer water, that's why I run the crankbaits and the lipless a lot, because it looks a little bit more lifelike, and even if the fish have time to look at it, it's kind of moving so fast that they're not really sure. But you know, with the windy days like this, or you know, a little bit of ripple on the water, when those fish are looking up from underneath, they see some movement, they see some flutter, they see the shine of the blades, but they're not really sure what it is, but they're hungry, so they're gonna go after it.
Well, God bless, man.
Yeah,
take care.
Too.
I'll check your channel out.
I appreciate it.
You bet.
All right, guys, we're back. We just had a nice long conversation with somebody on the water. Found out that they were actually a veteran. So we told him about Heroes on the Water and about the channel, so he's gonna check us out. Really good conversation. I like coming across people on the water and having conversations with them about, you know, Heroes on the Water and what our channel is actually about. You know, we're more of a, I guess you could say, a charitable based channel in my opinion, because we give things away to you guys and do a lot of volunteer work with Heroes on the Water and stuff, and that's why we really started this channel, just to have an outreach to everybody who kayak fishes and just to help the kayak community. So that was a nice little conversation, but we are back. We got about, I think we got about 2.5 hours left of fishing. We only got 1 fish so far, so we got to see what else we can do. We're just running the lipless right now in a little bit deeper water, and we are going to try to get a couple more yet today in the next couple hours. So hang on, guys, see if we can get something else here. All right, guys, fish on. And we just lost it. Wasn't super big, but it was still a fish, guys. All right, guys, fish on. Got some weight to it. All right, guys. Another one on the chatterbait. Still not big though. Still not a long boy. Tell you, these big ones do not want to come bite anything active. 14 3/4, still not a big boy though. All right, guys, we're down to about 1.5 hours left to be able to fish. We're just gonna keep covering water and keep catching, I hope. The last time I said that, I had a fish on after, so that's why I said it again. We're gonna keep catching. Stay on, stay on, stay on. All right, guys, a little longer. A little longer. $15 1/4, definitely longer. 15 1/4. All right, guys, we're down to our last half hour to be on the water. We're just going to keep rolling this chatterbait. It's amazing how fast the 4 hours go when you're just fishing and going around, but you know, we're able to catch 4 fish but only land 3 to the boat. It's not a bad start for a 4-hour little trip for October. I didn't tally up the inches, but I'll drop it right here how many inches I got today. I know this lake is not going to be the lake that I'm going to be able to make my 100-inch goal for the month. So we're going to probably come out to this lake one more time. Then we're going to start traveling around, go back to the new canoe, electronics, motor, all that good stuff, and see if we can make our goal for the month. We may come back to this lake maybe at the end of the month of October, just to see if things change up a bit. Temperatures keep dropping, the days get shorter. It's going to start getting darker a lot sooner. So that's going to start really pushing that fall transition into full swing. When we start losing that daylight hour at the end of the day, the fish are really going to be traveling up shallow, chasing the bait fish, getting ready for winter time. We're definitely ready for that, but we're not ready for winter in the cold. But hopefully it won't be as bad as it was last year down here. Last year we had some really cold days for South Carolina, but you know, we have the clothing to be out here in the winter time. I hope you guys are enjoying the good, the bad, and the ugly of kayak fishing playlist. I'll drop episode 2 at the end of this video. One more episode of like the bad stuff with the things that help it make it better. And then I think we're gonna do one more episode, so there'll be a total of 4 episodes for that playlist. And the last episode is gonna be more of the pros, the things that, in my opinion, make kayak fishing what it is, why I love doing this, and just talk about the good stuff about kayak fishing instead of all the problems that we have, even though they're not really problems, but you know, issues that we have being in the kayak compared to being in the boat. But like I said in all these other episodes, everything is fixable with the right equipment, the right setup, and you can get it there. Quick little trip out, caught 4 fish, landed 3 to the boat. We're happy with that within 4 hours, but now we have to go home and let mama go do what she has to do. So as always guys, be safe on the water, and I'll catch you guys on the water. See you soon.